What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy. Welcome back to Cabbage Motorsports. Today we're going to do a real quick and easy project. We're going to take this old tag frame that I bought off eBay looking for dealership parts for my existing Pontiacs, and this was just too cheap to pass up. I think I ended up paying like $10 after shipping. It's hard to say how old it is exactly. I would have guessed 70s, 80s, but Pontiac hasn't used this Native American head as a logo in a long time, so it might be older than that, or maybe the dealership just hung around with it longer than the Pontiac brand did. It says Olympia. I'm assuming this is from Washington. I don't know that for sure though. If somebody out there recognized the dealership, let me know. Alright, so one thing I did kind of do off camera is straighten it out a little bit. It's still not perfectly straight, but where somebody had clearly over tightened it in the past, all of the screw holes were pushed way down and it didn't sit flat, so I've just sat around and messed with it. It's very soft, like cast metal, so I just bent it around a little bit until it sat at least close to flat. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. So here's all we're going to do with this. We're going to take it, clean it off. We're not going to be able to get it perfect, but I think we're going to be able to make it look better than it does now. And we can see remnants of paint. The letters were all white and the insides were blue. So we're going to keep the letters white and the insides blue, but where before our native head and our Cadillac symbol over here, kind of an interesting choice. Most of the dealerships that I grew up with, the Pontiac dealerships, were Pontiac Buick GMC. So Pontiac Cadillac's kind of strange. But we're going to go with gold for the Cadillac and red for the native head for the Pontiac over here. See if we can't make it pop a little bit harder than we did originally. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this old paint off as much as I can, especially off the letters. So I'm going to throw a little bit of paint remover on it, let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll come back and try to scrape that off. And then we'll just clean it up with an SOS pad. So I just have this laying around, most of this, the paint included. Like, there's no reason I'm using engine paint, it's just because I have it. So I'm going to be very little into this project, and as we go through this, I'm going to just put you in fast forward through a lot of this because this isn't really a tutorial. I'm not doing anything fancy here. Alright, so here we are all cleaned up. It's definitely shinier. There are places where the chrome, especially on top here, which is probably where it had condensation sit on it the most, on top of both sides, where it was just a little too pitted to come back really good, but you'd really have to be right up on it to see it. Once we paint the letters in, it's still going to look pretty good.